All right, go to the website right now, csnbayarea.com. Our Fight Sports insider is Ryan Maquiñana, and he has a piece that it involves Tamerlan Tsarnaev, the alleged Boston Marathon bomber who was killed on Thursday night during a fighter fight. He was part of the Golden Gloves program, and Ryan Maquiñana joins us now here on Chronicle Live. And Ryan, thank you for coming in here on short notice. Let's begin with Tamerlan Tsarnaev. You spoke with 3 people involved with fighting, with boxing, who got to know him. Some traveled with him. Tell me who you spoke with.
Right. You know, when I first heard the news that the elder Tsarnaev had been an amateur boxer, it struck a chord with me because last summer I was the web producer for NBCOlympics.com's boxing website. And so I knew a lot of kids in the area who were vying for a spot on that Olympic team. And sure enough, I was able to contact and get in touch with 3 local boxers over there in New England who knew Tsarnaev on a personal basis. The first was Tommy Duquette, who trained with the elder Tsarnaev for about a week in the same gym in Brighton, Massachusetts. And the other 2 didn't necessarily train with Tsarnaev, but they were on the same traveling team, the New England contingent that went to the National Golden Gloves tournament in Salt Lake City. So they knew him from that tournament. All
right, let's begin with Duquette, the one fighter who actually trained somewhat with Tsarnaev, the 26-year-old, one of the alleged Boston Marathon bombers. What was his feeling about the person, Tamerlan Tsarnaev? What did he tell you about him?
Right. Well, you know, the thing that was interesting, talking to both Duquette and then the other 2 boxers who actually traveled with him on the team, they actually had divergent experiences of their interactions with Tsarnaev. Now, Duquette, he only knew him for a week, and as far as what he saw, Tsarnaev was actually kicked out of that gym after a week because of misconduct. First of all, you know, he was sparring without protective headgear. He was going up to smaller boxers in the gym, asking to spar with them. You know, on top of that, he wasn't following instructions from the trainers at the gym, and that's why he got kicked out. And so one thing that Duquette said, he labeled or characterized Tsarnaev as a maniac, not necessarily because he thought, you know, he foresaw him blowing up the marathon, in his words, but because of his misconduct in the gym.
And the other 2, well, the one thought that maybe he was a little bit of a loose cannon. Let's go with the other 2. What was their feeling about him?
Right, the other 2 were Toka Clary and Russell Lamore Jr. And, you know, for the most part, they didn't have anything really negative to say about Tsarnaev because for the most part, he was kind of a loner. He kept to himself. He was very quiet. You know, whenever you go to one of these traveling tournaments, there are always opportunities for you to go out and do some team bonding outside of the ring. But he chose not to do that. He chose to stay in his room. And so, you know, once the tournament was over, both of them told me, you know, nobody on the team really made any lasting friendships with him.
All right, Ryan Maquiñana, thanks very much. He's our Fight Sports insider. I urge you to go to csnbayarea.com and read the piece about the 3 people involved in the fight game who all had in some ways known Tamerlan Tsarnaev, who allegedly was involved in the Boston Marathon bombings. Ryan, thank you very much for your time.
Thanks, Chip.
All right, earlier this season, Padres and Dodgers were involved in a big